So back to Sean. You're back on the air, Sean. And by the way, thank you again for calling in. So what did you think? I gotta ask you, what did you think, when it actually happened and I was having a heart attack on the air?
Well, number one, I work usually using a telephone that's hooked into a system, and I'm working remotely from home. So I don't get to listen to everything. I kind of have to follow along online. But ultimately, I still felt there was something to be worried about, because it's not just you. I'm also thinking about the 11-year-old girl, across the lot there.
Well,
in terms of her safety and what she's experiencing.
Well, I have nothing but love for them. I want that clearly understood.
Yeah.
And they do not communicate with me, so they're in no danger of me even saying hello. I stay out of, if I'm not wanted, I will not be around. That's how I was raised. So, and I made a promise to them, if you want me around and to help, I'll be around. And if you don't want me around, I won't be around, and there's no hard feelings one way or the other. If that's what they want, I want to give them what they want. It doesn't matter how I feel about it, or it just doesn't matter. It's what they need and what they want that matters. So I don't want it implied. I don't want it even slightly insinuated, even a fraction of a percent, that I would do anything to them. I would never, ever, not ever. Those two, those babies over there and Aaron are absolutely precious to me. Okay? Asia a long time ago gave me a little, have you ever heard of those bath bombs that they have now? It's a round little ball and you put it in your bath. The lady, for the ladies.
Yeah, fragrance.
Well, Asia, she's getting into, that kind of girly stuff, and she gave me a lime coconut bath bomb after Art passed away, because she said, why don't you take a bath? And maybe this will make you feel better. And she brought out a whole bunch of them. She had a whole bunch of these that she had got, and she was sharing them with me. This one smells like this, and this one's jasmine and all that. And I mentioned that I like coconut, and she said, oh, you might like this one. And then I just kind of had a feeling that that maybe I shouldn't be around. And maybe that's for the best. And so I have never used that bath bomb. I actually hang on to it because that was the last thing I got from Asia. And Asia, is really cute. Every time I would come over, she would give me something, some little something. It would always be some weird, little thing, like a little rubber lizard, but she always had something, and then I started doing it where I would bring a little something over for her, a little something that would light up, or some kind of little alien head, or something to make her laugh, and we always did that, and that was the last thing that she gave me, and so I'll not ever use it because I don't know when I'm ever going to see them again. So please don't ever imply that they are in danger because I live next door. That really, 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 really hurts bad.
Well, Heather, I'm not implying it. I worry about it as a parent myself. And I don't know if you want to go there here in the open. I'd gladly speak to you in private too, but as a parent, I have a lot of perceptions about what might change that would help things out. But I wanted to talk about music with you too, but
well, we got business here. And no, I love them with all my heart, and I would take a bullet for any of them in that house, and I don't want that to be misunderstood in the slightest. And by the way, they are more armed than I am. Everybody on this street is armed. And
yeah,
I would not
heard that about Aaron, yeah.
I wouldn't hurt another living soul on this planet. I'd hurt myself first. Yeah. I would never hurt another soul. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I'd never, ever, ever, never. Oh God, I feel guilty if I trip over the cat. Are you kidding me, man?
Well, you know, one
and I'm
thing
on the air. I'm not going to kill myself for at least 4 hours.
4 hours a day, a year.
You know, and I got plenty to do, and really all that did was interrupt the show. That's all that did.
Well,
and it made me feel...
I have to go by the philosophy of see something, say something. I've lived a life doing sometimes really stupid things. My brand new Toyota Camry, I drove over a divider on a road to stop an assault on somebody. You know, the rest of the life of that car, I was putting money into it over and over just because I ruined the suspension and all sorts of stuff. But the thing is that at least I'm willing to take action. And that night you were, I mean, maybe it was just you were drawing it up a little bit, but you were adding a lot of things together, and I had to do the math on paper. So,
well, Valium is not going to make me hurt anybody. It's not going to make me hurt myself, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to kind of be. Art committed suicide. Okay, I don't know how mentally to deal with that. He was my best friend. He gave me everything in the whole wide world, and then this is how he goes. And somehow I got to make sense of that in my mind. I'm not gonna be bubbly and happy all the time. I don't know how people expect me to.
By the way, you've mentioned you've seen his letter. Is that something that was handed over to the police or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
So that's just a weird circumstance that the police were not given that.
Yes, it is.
So,
yes, it is.
But you had gotten to see it. But yeah, I got to say, I mean, if you look at the full condition, think of it. I shouldn't do it this way, but think of a dog or a cat that you've had for 15, 16 years. You know, they're getting to the point they can't even stand up to go to the bathroom.
Art was not on his last leg.
Okay, well, we actually have heard that Art was doing pretty bad, according to other people who got to see him. Hello?
And my seeing him and talking to him means nothing?
Well, we just don't, I mean, somebody who
my word doesn't count for anything?
Well, when there's multiple people talking, you know, we listen to all, don't we? That's how we gather facts.
I guess. He was not on his last leg. He was not about to die.
Okay, well.
He was old? Yes. He couldn't run a marathon? Yeah. But he was not about to die. He was not about to keel over.
And the pain? The back pain?
He had treatments for that. He took medication for that. It came and went. It wasn't constant.
Well,
I mean, are we talking about right now, did Art Bell deserve to die? Because in my mind, the answer is no. I'd rather have a sick Art than no Art. And nobody should be committing suicide. But that's never the answer.
That's each of our choices, though.
Well, then why did you call the cops on me while I'm on the air? If it's everybody's choice and I want to blow my brains out, then why don't I get to do that if it's everybody's choice?
Because I worried about those around you.
Why are you worried about those around me? There is nobody around me.
Well, there's an 11-year-old girl that lives, what?
And you think I'm going to hurt Asia? Are you kidding me right now?
You know, even if you did something to yourself, it will affect her.
Well, you know, How do you think all this is affecting me? You know, I had a life before all this happened. I had a job and I had a trajectory for my life before all this happened. I really wish somebody would have told me that this was a part of the deal. Nobody told me. I don't have a choice. I got to care for somebody, get involved into somebody's life, change my living situation, and then they decide they're going to check out. And I'm just left here while everybody turns their back on me, and I'm out here, stranger in a strange land. Do I know anything about living in Nevada? No, I don't. Do I know anybody here? No. Art was my friend, my only friend that I had out here. So now what? And I got everybody in the whole world out there on my back about, are you on the air? Keith's going to take the show away from me. It is utter chaos for me right now. There is nobody around, and you know what? Life is hard. So I'm not allowed to kill myself because it might affect somebody else?
Heather, it's always about you. But, you know, sometimes
it's not always about me, but you just said it's a person's personal choice, so you can't have it both ways.
Well, I look at it as a parent of children.
Okay, so her daddy did. What do we have to say about that?
Well, and that's part of the whole tact thing. You've been going on about the suicide.
I have not. You're the one who called and brought it up.
No, hold on.
When I went and did the interview, they brought it up. They asked me, I'm supposed to lie? That's what you want me to do? So I'm supposed to lie?
Well, you know, sometimes a little tact helps out. Greases the wheels, if you want to call it that.
I'm not a liar, and I will not lie about something as important as how somebody passed away. I won't do it.
Well, but you didn't tell everybody that you moved to Pahrump until much later.
That was for safety, and Art asked me to, because I didn't want to get shot. I didn't lie to anybody. I just didn't say where I was. Am I obligated to tell everybody where I am? Am I obligated to tell you what I had for breakfast this morning? I'm not going to lie about something like that, and there's no amount of money or persuasion that's going to get me to. But I don't want to bring it up, but if I am asked directly a question, I have to answer with the truth. I'm not bringing it up every night.
From what I understand, you brought it up even last night.
Yeah, because it was a hard night.
Yeah, that was very apparent.
And am I not allowed to have that?
Oh, you're allowed to have it, but the rules or the goalpost seems to change a lot. You know, it moves around. According to who? What goalpost are we talking about? Well, you can't talk about something, then you can talk about it. And, you know, we're all people. We're all very, very fallible. What's the something? Well, let's focus on the fact that it has been mentioned voluntarily, apparently, yesterday. But so ultimately, let's get down to brass tacks. I didn't want this to be an adversarial phone call. But are you going to apologize to Heidi after not only doxing her using the PayPal information? I never did that. I said I have her address. I never did reveal it, and I never will. I wanted to make her mad. Well, but you understand. So I didn't dox anybody, and don't get it twisted. Well, you did give out her maiden name along with her, well, she's public with her married name. What am I on trial here for? Exactly. Not trial. It's just asking you, are you going to apologize for what you said? Which was definite. I'm not. See, that's where, and you got mad at Colby yesterday, even though you kept on walking. I am not mad at Colby. Again, what am I on trial here for exactly? I'm not mad at her. It was the situation was a little confusing. I love Colby and I love her daughter.
How do I prove that to you? I don't have a way to prove that to you, okay? I was in mourning. I was in tears. I was devastated thinking that she might have been gone. I'm very happy that she's here. Will you stop twisting what I say?
Well, last night you were angry.
Yeah, I get angry sometimes. Sometimes I get happy. Sometimes I get sad. Sometimes I get confused. You know, there's a whole range of human emotions, and you can let me know the ones that I'm allowed to have.
Oh, you can have all of them, but you were very angry yesterday, and you did get back to what the cause of your anger was. I mean, I'm sure there was a bit of frustration over sleeping and all.
Yeah, there was. And your point is?
Well, you take it out on other people.
I did not.
Instead of just saying, hey, I screwed up.
I did say, hey, I screwed up. Again, what am I on trial here for? I'd like to know what the charges are before we proceed.
The charges are you're not doing enough things that make you happy.
Like that's your business?
Well, hey,
I do plenty to make me happy. You're not doing enough to make you happy. How does it feel?
Oh, I'm quite contented.
Yeah, you're quite content to just call up and dig into wounds that do not need to be dug up. Okay? I don't know what in the world you think you're doing, but it isn't entertaining to me. You know, I was having a good night until this happened. So thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks a lot. And it's really enjoyable from where I sit to constantly be on the witness stand and be under your judgment every day. You know what? I am going to hang up on you. You can get off of my phone. Thank you very much. And I will continue having a good time. I really am just exhausted from all of this. Truly, I am. Why does all that have to be dug up? We all know that it happened. And what's my crime, my big crime that I have done? Oh, I told the truth. Oh, God. Well, my God, you told the truth. Oh, yeah, somebody asked me a question. I knew it was going to happen, that somebody would directly ask me. And so I have to give a truthful answer. I don't care if the truth upsets people. The truth upsets me. You know, the truth hurts. It does. Sometimes the truth hurts. Yeah, he's just not that into you. She is just not that into you. You don't have that much money in the bank or whatever it is. My best friend Sheila was killed by a drunk driver. That's the truth. I'm not going to lie, and I really don't care what anybody's opinion about that is. And if y'all wanna argue about that, you know what? I know for a fact that you'll be arguing about it next year too, and I'll be doing radio. I'm just here to do some radio. That's really what I've been trying to do. And I don't understand what the crime is there, to be honest with you. I don't understand what the crime is or why it is that as soon as Art passes away, it's just, you know, I'm the target. I don't get that. I really don't. But usually it's anybody want to talk about anything, but you know what, right now, if another person calls up and pulls that kind of stuff, I'm hanging up on you. And you know why? Not because of no freedom of speech or nothing like that, or I'm not letting you have your say. It's miserable. Is what it is. And it's in very poor taste. You're coming at me for saying it on the air? You're coming at me for that? If you hadn't called, it would have never come up. You're acting like I did it or something. I was asleep in my bed. I did a show with Jason Offutt. I went into my office. I worked in my office that night for 4 hours. I went to bed shortly after 7 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got the phone call, and I got the news. That's what happened. Anybody else want to get into some more gory details, or do we want to do some radio here? I mean, I showed up to have some fun. I got every reason in the world to just sit here and cry. I do. Oh, man. I could waste the rest of the airtime we have on every reason I got to cry. But you know what? Those are minutes I will not get back. Sometimes the tears come and I can't fight them. And sometimes I win the fight. And I am winning that fight tonight. I really want to talk with all of you, have a good time with all of you. What's on your minds out there? But somebody wants to call up and dig into me on this stuff. Do you have any idea how much that hurts? Any idea at all? And I want to just ask one more question. Would anybody be doing this to Art if the situation was reversed? Would anybody be treating him that way? Why is it okay for some reason to just everybody take their turn at the whipping post on me? I'm not putting up with it for the rest of the night. I tell you what, I will not. I'm here to stay. And that is a threat. You know, my friend, Sean, you are in the minority. This is a topic I don't bring up all that often, but I should. Especially right now, this second. You are in the minority. And you're a bell gabber. And bell gab is about, 30 or 40 people who are mentally ill, who need to check their medication. And they are absolutely obsessed with this show. So, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. And you will be complaining next year, and I will be on the air next year. And you will be complaining about whatever I said that night 5 years from now. And I will be living my life up, and I will be enjoying every second of it. Oh, yeah. I'll get on the air. In fact, you know what me and Art used to joke around about? Talk about bell gab. You want to hear some truth? You want to get real? You really want to get real? Bell gab. Yeah, Art picked me partially because he thought bell gab was a place that really supported him. And it really, he was really tickled by that there was a group of people out there still listening to his shows and still talking about his shows and still talking about the skill that he had and the memories that he gave us. He really appreciated that. And so Art is actually a user on BellGab with the very clever username of Art Bell. And I showed up on BellGab looking for old Art Bell shows. And I remember immediately getting on there and reading, and wow, it was kind of a little bit of a rough crowd. And little bit I want to stress, because back then, man, it was a fun place. BellGab is not what it once was. Oh man, it was a really cool place to hang out at one time. And I lurked there for quite a while before becoming a member, and I slowly talked more and more and ended up becoming, I guess, a person on there that, I don't know. And Art comes back on the air, and they just rip into him in every which way there is. And then he had to step away. And everybody, well, I can't say everybody, a lot of people said that he was trying to tell people that he was getting shot at. There were incidents of him out here in Pahrump getting shot at twice, a couple other incidents, a couple death threats. A person on his property showed up one night before he was going to interview Dr. Kaku. A person showed up about 8:30. I remember that night. And so people didn't believe him. And they were giving him so much criticism over every single show that he did. And it started to work on him. And when he had to step away and he handed it to me, he told me, look, I want the show to survive. I want to turn a bad situation into a good one. You might benefit from it. And, I can't cuss on the air, so I can't repeat exactly what Art said, But he said this about Belgab. And since you're all listening tonight, I'm going to tell you exactly what Art said about you. Since you're all impressed with yourselves that you inserted yourself into the good time that we're all having here tonight. You know what Art said about you people? I don't care if I ever entertain those SOBs ever again, is what he said. And he told me, and I quote, you go on the air, hun, and you have a good time just to piss them off. And that's what I do. And that's what I always do. It doesn't matter to me. Because I'll tell you a secret about Heather. And it's weird to talk about yourself in the third person, I know. But I'll tell you a secret about me, well, some of you will probably believe. But there is no one on this earth that can be harder on me than I am. So I don't care what insult you come up with. I don't care what guilt trip you want to come up with. I've heard it all. Do you think this is the first time in my life that I have been treated less than a person? Are you kidding me? I grew up poor. Very poor. I grew up judged. I grew up as, less than everybody else. And there are listeners out there that can relate to that. And I am on this show to try to do something good to unite all the people that aren't good enough for the likes of you. Because I would like to take your life, Sean, and I would like to put you on the air, and I would like to dissect everything there is to know about Sean. And I bet you we will find some things that we don't agree with, that we do not agree with. Belgab is not the place that it once was. And if anybody goes there, you won't find the people that make Belgab. Eddie Dean makes Belgab. Onan makes Belgab. Saucy Rossi made Belgab. Oh God, there's so many usernames I could think of. Gandalf made Belgab. WR250. Oh my God, the General. There's so many. I can't remember them all. I really can't remember them all. I miss my friends. There was one who had an avatar that was always Elvira. For the life of me, I can't remember what her screen name was, but she was really sweet. There's a couple people that call the show that are former Belgabbers. I will not point out who's who. But it is not what it once was at all. Oh man. And when they all started to turn, and then especially when I had my first night on December 11th, 2015, wow. It was like a festival of flipping desks over there. Oh, they were so mad. So mad, I'm surprised the server over there didn't explode. And they just hated my guts. They loved me when I was on the Gabcast. But as soon as I did something real and as soon as I started working for Art, they really hated me. And they have done, there's a point to all this, they have done from day one everything they could possibly do to either make my life difficult or to try to get me off the air. They have emailed for a while there with Midnight in the Desert. There was a user at Belgab called The One. And The One showed up on Belgab for the sole purpose of making me look like a horrible person and, destroying me. Prairie Ghost, that was another one. God, I miss Prairie Ghost, was really cool. There's so many of them. Quick Carl, oh God, that guy, now he was a pistol. I really liked Quick Carl. Anyway, oh my God, just the whole thing is such a mind trip. Anyway, it's not the same as what it once was, and what happened is when Art thought that they would support me because I'm one of them. I'm redacted on Belgab, with parentheses, of course. And so he thought if he picked somebody from there, that they would just be all about it, because here's a group that supports him, and they even changed the name. It used to be CoastGab. Before that, it was GeorgeNorrieSucks.com. Then it turned into CoastGab. And then when Art Bell came back with Sirius XM Dark Matter, they changed it to Belgab. And he really liked that. I mean, he just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And then I get on the air. He thinks he's doing something kind of cool. Now, he knew I wasn't going to be good. We all knew I wasn't going to be good on the air at first, but he thought over time maybe I could learn. And he thought, well, we'll give you a little time and we'll see how you do. You know, I'll know if you'll have the staying power or not. And boy, Belgab just, oh man, got their panties up in a twist, and it has never ever stopped. So I'm still here, guys. Yeah, I am still here. Girl Nori is still with you. Yeah, and I'm really sorry if it makes you angry that Art and I became friends. We were genuinely friends, and there was nothing more to it than that. And you guys had to pervert it into something else. All this is radio and a good time. And you guys have had to turn it into something sick that it never ever was. And you know what? Any of you who are on Belgab right now, if you've been on there recently in the last year or two, you're not on Belgab. You're on some sort of circling sewer that website became, because once upon a time it really was a great place. It was fun. It was intellectual. It was rough on the rough side. It had a politics section that was not moderated, which was a whole lot of fun. The liberals and the conservatives would just go to town, man. And a lot of really funny personalities. Aldous Burbank. Yeah, Aldous Burbank is one of my best friends to this day. And B-Dub, I miss B-Dub a lot. Ziznak. Yeah. There was once upon a time a big group of friends now, and now it has turned into, as Art called all of you, a nest of a-holes that have some kind of weird mentally ill obsession. I don't understand it. But you're listening, and you'll listen tomorrow night, won't you? Yeah, you sure will. And you'll add more pages to that thread. You just can't stop yourself. Because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't be on your keyboard typing. If you had something more important in your life, that would be taking up your time. But clearly you don't, because it is not. And that's a little background. For people to understand the sabotage, the constant tampering, the calls, the this, the that, the everything. That's a little background on that. And last time, I am about to declare a challenge. Last time, it took me 9 months to outlast you guys. So how long is it going to take this time? Because, look, I have faced a whole lot worse than you. And, you know, you can say all the nasty words about me you want. Next call I pick up, you can just lay into me, buddy. Let's dance. Because it's all entertainment to me. You don't understand that. There's another secret, Belgab. You are free entertainment to me. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Why don't you roll that up and light it up? Because you just make me laugh. You entertain me. That's all you're doing. And maybe you don't realize that. When you do this kind of stuff on the show, it's just entertainment on the show. That's all you are to me. And you know what else you are? White noise in the background, because you just won't shut up. And I'm gonna come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, I'll have speed bumps and I'll make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'll make some mistakes along the way. I'll make every effort to not make mistakes. I really will. But I will do everything I can to put on a quality program for you. I will give you plus 10%. And I'll work every night to get better at it. But I'm fully aware of you guys. And you're very amusing to me. And so I can't wait to see what you guys come up with next. Because I'm sure I have thoroughly kicked the hornet's nest now. And we'll see who can outlast who. I have a supernatural stamina. So good luck. And this is not a job to me. I have to do this. You make fun of me because it's fun. But we'll see. Time always tells. And this is the 3rd year anniversary. So you were wrong then, and I'll make sure that you're wrong